Hey guys, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is. It's morning for me, and I just wanted to put my thoughts on the Burning Man Festival, what's going on out there, real quick before I start my day. So, you may not know what's going on at Burning Man right now. I've actually wanted to talk about this for a few days, something that happened earlier, but now things have gotten more interesting. So before I do that, what I'm going to do, I guess I'll give a really quick history about the Burning Man Festival because it allows me to info dump, and apparently I like to info dump. So Burning Man Festival started in 1986 by two guys named Larry Harvey and Jerry James. And what they did is they actually got the idea from this lady named Mary Gauberger, who was a friend of one of their girlfriends and who was an artist. And what Mary would do is periodically, she would just, well, not periodically, but every few years or so many years before, whatever, being an artist, she would get some of her art and burn it in celebration of the summer solstice. I think it was her art. I don't know. But what Larry and Jerry decided to do is they, in 86, decided to get an 8-foot effigy of a man, take it to Baker Beach in the San Francisco Bay Area and burn it. And at the time, 35 people estimate were standing around watching this. And I guess it was a good old time. So then the next year they did it again and a few more people showed up. And then next year they did it again and a few more people showed up. And then by 1990, they were doing it in Baker Beach, California, as well as Black Rock, Nevada. And they were asking for, I think by this point, there were 500 people participating. And they were asking for $15 donations. So between now and then, 33 years later, this thing has grown to an event taking place. I'm going to say the main one, because I'm sure there are other people who do something similar to this. It takes place in Black Rock, Nevada, costing you anywhere, I think, between $1,500 and $2,750 with a $250 ticket for your car. I guess a car pad, whatever, to bring your car in. Because I think ultimately people saw the Wicker Man movie and said, hey man, ain't that shit cool? It looks kind of pagan. It looks wicked, man. Let's do it. Wicked man, Wicker Man, Burning Man. Bam, let's do this shit, right? So people go out there and they dance, they listen to music, they they indulge in the communal spirit. That's the official line. We all know what's going on out there. People are doing a lot of drugs and doing weird sex stuff. If you're going out to the middle of the Nevada desert for several days and you're paying thousands of dollars and you're not doing drugs and doing weird sex stuff, why don't you just stay home? You could build a bamboo man for like, I don't know, like the cost of a couple of feet of twine, and do that shit in your own backyard. They're doing drugs and sex, guys. Let's keep it a buck. All right. So what's happened recently? Well, it's the desert. It doesn't get much rain. So while they're out there, it gets about the same amount of rain in a couple of hours that it would normally get over the course of a year or so. So massive flooding. So now you got 70,000 people out there trapped in the mud, and they don't know how much water, how much food, and the porta potties are getting full. It's getting kind of nasty. Look, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who went out there with like not water or food to sustain themselves. They probably said, when I get out there, other people will have it, and I'll just buy it or barter or whatever thing that that hippies use to justify making bad decisions. I don't know. So yeah. So now there's a concern because the thing is officially ending today, and under the best of circumstances, it takes hours to get out of it. But now you've got you've got this huge campground, like I said, of 70,000 people bogged down. It's almost impossible to get in and out. Trucks, cars, whatever, are stuck in the mud. And now it's not only mud, it's also human feces mixed in with the mud, with running out of water, running out of food. It's going to be Lord of the Flies. They're going to be eating faces. They're going to start forming like weird clans. They're going to start, they're going to find the fat kid with the glasses and break his glasses and use it to start fires. And, it's you've read Lord of the Flies, you know what happens, and the chanting and the, blood orgies and whatnot. No, that's not going to happen. If things get really bad, I would hope that, really bad being that they run out of food and water. I would like to think that maybe the Nevada Air National Guard would go in there and at least drop some water or MREs and say, hey guys, hold tight until we can get you guys out of here. Now, some people may not like that attitude or that idea. They're like, look, there's two groups of people out there: stupid hippies that can't plan for the future, they get what they deserve, or dumbass tech bros that go out there, do this stuff, and then go back to civilization with their 6-figure jobs and probably denounce the people who do what they just spent 4 days doing. Yeah, both of those groups are out there, but we live in a society. We should help one another. Does it cost my tax money to do it? Yeah, but I don't want people dying of starvation and thirst because they're dumbasses. That's my take on that. There is a certain pleasure that comes with people who make bad decisions and then suffer the consequence of it. And I think going out there without, going out to the desert for several days, not planning for the possibility of being stuck out there a little longer, or even just going out there without enough water for 4 days, I think is a bad idea. But that being said, I don't think the suffering should extend to people possibly dehydrating or getting sick. One person's already died. The details of that, they haven't released yet. The family knows, and that's unfortunate. But that's what's going on with the Burning Man Festival. I'm seeing various content creators react to it, and definitely people are really hoping for a Lord of the I may have said Lord of the Rings. I meant Lord of the Flies. I've read Lord of the Flies. I've never read Lord of the Rings, but it would be interesting if a evil wizard came up and then there was a ring that they all had to get and take to the, volcano in the desert. I'm rambling at this point, guys. I need to get out of here. But I did want to say also something about an incident that happened a couple of days. Maybe it was at the start of the Burning Man Festival, and it wasn't actually at the festival itself. There were some environmental protesters there, and they were blocking the road, which is really annoying. And this cop came through and busted through that, that blockade like Kool-Aid Man. And instead of screaming, "Oh yeah," he screamed, "Get to the fucking ground. I've got a gun. I will shoot all of you." Okay. And, the environmental protesters were like, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. Right. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I'm on the side of the environmental protesters here. Not on the side of them blocking the road, but on the side of just the general trying to protect the environment. Their idea is like, the protesters' idea was like, you have these people who are going out to this festival who say that they value the community of man, and we should all work together cooperatively. But they're going out there burning fossil fuels, wasting resources, spending thousands of dollars to do drugs and party in the desert when they could actually be putting that money to other things, feeding people, educating people, just helping people, right? Now, I think if you make money, what's the purpose of money? Help people, but also have fun with it. But I get their point. So 2 things with that. One, you do not want cops using that type of excessive force with people. If you see the protest, first of all, he drove through their little blockade thing with his car. That could have killed some people. I know why the cops do this, because cops are by default right wing. And and this is me making a statement, which, it can be backed up. When it comes to left-leaning protests or demonstrations, law enforcement and government is more likely to use violence on them. And we see this. You see those demonstrators, I guess maybe demonstrators better than protesters, but whatever. These demonstrators, they did not at all look violent. but he drives through there. He breaks the thing down and he pulls out his gun. He draws his weapon on people. You do not draw your weapon on people unless you are about to shoot them. Do these people look like they are in the situation where you may have to shoot them? No. They look like annoying assholes. But if you hear my words and you disagree and you say they got what they have, they had it coming. Well, I'll say this to you. The next time you're speeding 15 miles above the speed limit and you get pulled over by the cops or 20 miles above the speed limit, and the cop comes in, stops your car or rams your car off the road, which if you're going 20 miles above the speed limit, Jesus, that'd be dangerous. But he gets out of his car and he screams, "Get on the fucking ground, get on the fucking ground." And you're just sitting there thinking like, I was just speeding, bro. What are you doing? Remember, if it can happen to these people, it can happen to you. And the second point is, guys, the reason it's raining out there, I'm not saying that the reason it's raining is because of climate change, but I am saying that this unpredictable weather, excessive rain in some parts, extremely dry weather in other parts, fires at higher rates than they would naturally happen, this is the environment changing. So we can sit here and laugh at how these demonstrators got owned by that cop, and it's funny. I mean, it is kind of, but they're right. That's all it is. They're right, and you can sit there and say that, man, the annoying liberal environmental activists are getting pwned or owned or whatever things people like to say now. I don't think anybody says pwned anymore, but they're right. And this shit's going to happen more and more. It's going to be more unpredictable rain, unpredictable weather, unpredictable droughts, unpredictable fires. And you can think of it from whatever political angle you want to. But largely speaking, at this point, humanity has hit the fucking around, and now we're finding out stage with the environment. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Burning Man. Thank you.